Today's caffeine brought to you by ZipFizz. Costco. Anyway, let's get started. So, welcome everybody. Again, my name is Don Kaufman. This is Catapult to Profits. It's a really what we've kind of termed like the little risk, big profits trade. And of course, you're going to learn a little bit about Catapult and obviously what STX options are. Okay. Risk disclosure. We're not financial advisors nor broker dealers. So I always put this disclaimer in here, and I'm going to tell you exactly why. I spent 15 years in the brokerage world. So I am thrilled that I've officially now been out of the brokerage world since 2015. But I spent a couple of years in the market making side, which I'll talk about my background, a few years in the market making side, 15 years in brokerage, and I am now officially out of the brokerage world. A few housekeeping items here. Look, we're going to cover a tremendous amount, just a tremendous amount today. And I'm going to tell you, focus. And I know some of you are, but when you're sitting at home on your, computer, or, if you have, any of your phones, put the phones on silent mode, turn off Skype chat, whatever else is distracting you. Definitely kick out the kids. I always say though, the dog can stay. Look, you took the time to be here. Focus on being here, because I'm going to go through again quite a bit today. Look, I'm going to show you how to make returns like Tesla 161%. By the way, I'm going to show you these trades. Intel 170%, QQQ 110%. Additionally, it's our free gift to you. Stay with me right until the end of the webcast. Stay with me right until the end of the webcast. I'm actually going to give you a copy of my watch list. And one thing you'll see, I'm wildly consistent about this. If you look at my watch list and what's on it, it's not just what's in play. And I do change the stocks in here in a timely fashion. It's how I actually have everything arranged. Whether I'm looking at thinkorswim or whether I'm looking at Tasty, you'll see the order is almost identical between the two trading applications in terms of what stocks that I look at. I am more than happy to share that watch list. It's precisely what products I trade. You can follow which products move the market. By the way, I call everything a product, stock, an option, a futures contract, whatever. I call it all products. It has what's in play. It's what's most viable candidates as well. So stay with me right to the end of the webcast. I'll share that list. Obviously, I just showed it to you. This is a screenshot. Now, knowing the right products to trade help me find following winning trades. Again, you're going to see Tesla. Okay, this is a Tesla Catapult, winner, chicken dinner, up about 161%. I'll get more details into this specific trade as we go along. Look, this is why you're here. So one of the first things we're going to talk about is a 3-step approach to finding Catapult trades. So yes, you're going to learn what a Catapult happens to be, but then more importantly and more appropriately, you're going to learn, okay, how to actually approach a Catapult. And we're going to go through that logic, okay, time after time after time. Like this business, okay, repetition helps. Number 2, you're going to learn to trade the Magnificent 7, or what I am terming lately, the not so Magnificent 7. If you haven't looked at Tesla lately, it's having issues. Apple too. Apple's not doing great. So you're going to learn to trade though these stocks without taking upfront costs. And I promise I'm going to go through multiple examples today. We're also going to learn what Catapult trades are ideal for the current market environment. I'm kind of curious over here, and how many people look at the current market environment, okay, and just like shake their head like, this is getting crazy, okay? If it's getting crazy, which it absolutely is, okay, I'm going to tell you right now, taking trades and not having any upfront costs, I think is going to be a critical phase for you to learn today. And then, of course, we're going to find which tickers make the most viable Catapult trades. I'm going to say which tickers. What stocks are you going to trade? ETFs and so forth. We're going to go through exactly that. Now, before we get too deep, okay, a couple things right up front, because these are going to be questions that you're going to have. Look, $2,000 will suffice. You don't have to bring like an arsenal of capital here. So what I am going to do today is incredible, okay, in terms of use of capital, meaning that it's not going to tie up a huge amount of margin over there, okay? It's not going to tie up a huge amount of capital. There's no need to be tied to a computer or a phone. Look, anything that I talk about today also can be executed off of any mobile device. So there's no need to, sit in front of the computer all day long. Is it happening? Is it happening? Okay. Again, everything off the convenience of a mobile device. So critical because even even like 4 or 5 years ago, you couldn't necessarily place every trade off your mobile device. You can now. All right. Trades are going to have minimal risk, minimal margin, and you're not going to need a significant amount of experience. Okay, we can have an up and running. I mean, completely from like novice to really trading in Catapult within a few hours. So that's fairly critical, and I wanted to get to that before we go too deep into this. Next in the docket, I'm going to give you the nickel tour about me. Okay, so if you have no idea what or who a Don Kaufman is, I would be Don Kaufman. Speaking of myself in the third person over here, George likes his chicken spicy. Anyway, if you ever need to get a hold of me, and I like to state this right up front, support at stxoptions.com. Okay. Put my name in the subject, goes directly to me. So if you ever need to get a hold of me, we answer emails. Okay. How I got involved in the business and so forth. Like, I think it's important to some people. Like, how'd you get involved in the business? Like, everybody has a story, again, about how they got involved in the business and the trading world. Look, I don't have a good story behind that. I grew up, okay, around this. I grew up around it. I had family that were traders, specifically market makers in Chicago. And I had an uncle that in the 1970s went from one seat in the Chicago Board Options Exchange. By the early 80s, and I say early 80s, like 1982, he owned over 500 seats on exchanges around the world. So the trading firm was called O'Connor and Associates. He sold it in the early 90s for several $billion. $1 billion, by the way, it used to be a lot of money. Like in the 1990s, $1 billion was a lot of money. It was a multi-billion-dollar deal. The Swiss bank bought it. O'Connor and Associates was, basically a division then under the Swiss bank. It became UBS, yada yada yada. Anyway, I grew up around it. I was kind of infatuated. 3 weeks out of college, I went to trade in Chicago. I never left. So I started kind of on the market making side of the business. Okay. I didn't do a degree in finance, had no background, but I tell people all the time, I grew up around it. So I knew what stocks, options, and futures contracts were as a little kid. I went to the trading floor for the first time when, practically couldn't even walk at the time. So kind of grew up around it, which, it helps. It definitely helps. So I go into the market making side of the business, and you know what they tell me when I went to work as a market maker, and this is back in 1998, all the way back in 1998. They told me you need to get off the trading floor, and I listened. So I had a gentleman that I worked with that said you need to learn everything you possibly can about the trading floor and then get out of here, okay? Because it's all going to be gone. It's all going to be going to computers. And I was like, cool. Makes sense. And I got an offer from some gentlemen that I met in what was at the time called the OEX pit. Anybody know the OEX pit? The gentleman that I met was the name of Tom Sosnoff. So I met Tom, and I remember looking at it, and I'm like, okay, I'm all of 22 years old when I first met Tom. I went and worked for Sosnoff when I was 24. Officially went to work for him when I was 24. I was very early thinkorswim. I went on to be an executive there. I built the entire education side of thinkorswim. I was there when we took the company public in 2007. I was there when we were acquired by TD Ameritrade in 2009. I had signed a 5-year lockup clause with TD Ameritrade. So I was able to exit TD Ameritrade in 2015. Again, I'm out of the contest. And I learned excuse me, I learned a tremendous amount about, you while working on the retail side. One of the things that I didn't realize until late in my trading career and brokerage career, okay, I got to see everything you did, meaning that when I worked both at thinkorswim, and by the way, thinkorswim and TD Ameritrade at the time had the largest options order flow in the entire industry, bar none. There was nobody that was even close to the options order flow that we had at both thinkorswim and TD Ameritrade. And shortly after I started there, we actually started studying retail traders, know everything about everything. I could tell you, okay, who made money on covered calls and iron condors, every strategy. Okay. We knew what worked and what okay, didn't work. What you're going to start to learn here today is literally what worked and where people went wrong with billions of dollars of capital. Okay. We're going to give you today what works best and the knowledge of what works best specifically for you, what we term the retail trader. And it's imperative that you understand a little bit of that background, kind of where I'm coming from over here. The buck stops here. I've seen your account. I've seen everybody's account. All right. Done a couple of appearances. This is TD Ameritrade TV. I still appear on TD Ameritrade TV, which is now Charles Schwab TV. Schwab TV, I do it on a weekly hit on there. A couple of times here and there on CNBC. Obviously, this is one of the more memorable ones because it's myself pitted against Kevin O'Leary. And then this is Investors Business Daily. So this is actually an article that was the headline of the article where we actually took kind of Trader of the Year. And this was for 2022. This is December of 2022, named as Trader of the Year. And it had to do with, a lot of profitability, okay, in what was an ultimately wild marketplace. Quickly, how our members are doing. TheoTRADE, a place, okay, with a comprehensive set of resources to study and exceptional instructors, beginning with Don Kaufman. I have a PhD in quantitative economics. I learned more about markets and the economy from listening to Don Kay when the Fed spoke than from many of my graduate studies. All right, onward, let's dive into it. To begin with, we have a degree of what I would term, market chaos. Okay, you think that's a fair assumption over there, right? I like what somebody just asked. What's my favorite Sosnoff story? Tom Sosnoff threw me my bachelor party. That's probably my favorite story. Tom and I are actually, we're close for a long time. He was my work wife for 10 years. Too many stories that I can't possibly tell you while live on here. That is an awesome. Sometime off on the side, I'll tell you some fun Sosnoff stories. Market chaos has arrived. I'm sorry, that absolutely cracked me up. I like to use the term chaos. I don't necessarily use the term volatility because you're seeing market. I mean, it's in total chaos here. Tech AI, it's become the marketplace. It is an election year. If I hear one more person, they're like, it's an election year. It always goes up in an election year. Actually, 2008 was an election year. Actually, some of the most volatile years we've had recently were election years, and volatility not so good in terms of volatility. Like 2016 was wild too. Anyway, 2020, that was election year as well. So it's complete chaos. The Fed undecided on rates and inflation, strong dollar, okay, weaker bond markets, geopolitical risks continue to proliferate. Look, I'm just pointing out the obvious over here. This is what I term, it's just game on. You got to embrace it. Look, the one thing I got to tell people is embrace chaos in the marketplace. Okay. Learn to kind of, look, and when I say embrace it, harvest those moves. Okay. Markets, they got real in 22 and 23. All right. Stock picking, though, and Reddit boards, they're not going to cut it. I mean, when you start talking about stock picking, like, there's a lot of portfolio managers. They're like, I'm not doing well because I didn't have NVIDIA in my portfolio. And I'm like, oh, that's just crazy. I mean, when people are coming out and saying it, they're like, it's a one stock. And I've been calling it this lately. The market right now has become a one stock market, right? It's a one stock market. You're going to need a strategy, okay? From here, okay, out into the future, it just embraces chaos and volatility, doesn't necessarily rely on directional bias, and can be wrong and is not necessarily going to lose money. And I am adamant about this approach. Like when I say embrace the chaos, it's okay to throw your hands up in the air and go, nothing makes sense anymore. It's okay to say that because I hear more people every single day. They email me. They're like, it just doesn't make sense. It's like one stock and it's just driving the whole market. Of course it is. When I say don't rely on directional bias, look, you can pick a direction in one stock, pick a direction, another stock we're going to talk about. But the critical aspect is, can your strategy be wrong and not lose money? And we're going to talk about that. All right. Can your strategy take a shot, be wrong, and not lose money? Can your strategy take a shot? When I say take a shot, okay, we're actually going to use a phrase here today. You ready? It's called moonshot. And I'm going to talk to you about that right now. Okay. Because what Catapult can do is I can actually sling shots, okay, at the marketplace. Like literally, I'm catapulting into the marketplace, and I call it the catapult. Well, here's the genesis of the catapult trade. So, look, I'm actually going to go and give you a little background on this because I think it's fair to have this discussion with you right up front. Where did the catapult trade actually come from, right? Look, as a professional trader, okay, I not only want to take moonshots, and I call them moonshots, where I'm just like lobbing stuff, okay, out there. It's not only that I wanted to take moonshots, like I almost like have to get it out of my system. Does anybody else feel that way? Okay. By the way, these are not rhetorical questions. You can jump in here anytime. When I say I actually want to take directionally biased trades, like I like it. And the reason I like it is for those of you that know about directional bias, nobody's chiming in over here. Nobody here wants to take those directionally biased trades. Look, everybody has the one agreement. Like, what do you want to do in the market? You're like, I want to make money. Like, I agree with that. Okay. But I like to take, okay, some directionally biased trades. And by that, I simply mean, and I call them kind of moonshots in here. I like to kind of like lob some big shots out there and keep swinging for the fences. But to do it costs money. And what I wanted to do is I wanted significant returns from really, really minimal risk. And I needed to finance those trades. So imagine, like, if you will, we were talking about, like, for those of you that came on here a few minutes early, we're talking about where you might want to trade, right? And which products you might want to trade. And one of the things that somebody said Apple, somebody said Microsoft, somebody said Nvidia, somebody said super micro computer. Okay, we had a Walmart. Can you trade those underlyings and take shots? Like if you think Walmart's still going to go up, awesome. Take a shot in Walmart, okay, and finance it with another trade. Can you do that? That's where we're headed today, because if you can take that shot in the marketplace, even if you strike out, like you're out there and you're swinging for the fences, but even if you strike out, okay, you're unscathed. That's where we want to go. And to me, that's the genesis of the catapult trade. And this is a trade where I took a logic that's being used extensively in the marketplace. And I'm just going to tell you guys right now, the logic of this is based, okay, on a professional trade called dispersion. And I'm not going to get into dispersion tactics. You can't do it, okay, when you're sitting at home and you're lonesome. This is the tactic used in what is called a dispersion trade, which is very largely, okay, the reason behind NVIDIA's, moonshot right now. Let's get deeper into it. Take a shot and use house money. Let's, take a trade in Amazon, okay? But now I want you to be able to do it with nominal risk. Tesla, okay? Tesla right now is getting beaten up. It's risky. It's a wild child. But maybe it rebounds. Maybe you want to take a shot to the upside or the downside. Catapult, okay? That trade can then cover the cost, okay? Just catapult the trade and it can cover the cost. NVIDIA, come on, NVIDIA. It doesn't matter what you think of the stock. We all have to agree on one thing. It's a bag full of risk. Somebody eventually is going to be holding the bag. You're like, it's not me. It's a bag full of risk. But enter with confidence, knowing that Catapult can offset any upfront costs. It's critical. So what are Catapult trades? Let's get into some of the details and actually start to build a trade. Sound good? Okay. So would you like to take a trade again and not have to pay that upfront risk? NVIDIA, but are afraid of the risk. Okay. What if we could 100% finance your NVIDIA trade, okay, and give you a free shot, right? A moonshot, if you will, at this high flying stock. Enter the Catapult. So learning to catapult your trades. So catapult is what we term a combo trade or a combination trade, okay? Buy a trade while financing it with an ultra high probability trade. Now I'm going to show you exactly how to do this. I'm actually going to give you the logic to be able to get into it, meaning like step by step, okay? 2 trades. So you're going to have a trade, okay, where you're going to do your moonshot. This is your moonshot. And you're going to have this ultra, it's like off the charts, high probability trade that's going to finance it. 2 trades, but with one end goal, okay? You receive a trade with minimal risk that's often a free ride in the markets, because that's what this is about, all right? This is about a free ride in the marketplace. And That's going to be critical for you to understand and be able to interpret as we go along over here. So let's identify, though, the 3 steps, okay, to construct the catapult. And we're going to go through this again and again and again and again because I want you to understand, okay? And as I take you through these 3 steps, all right, we're going to then go in and find candidates. We're going to go into the marketplace, find candidates. So identify the 3 steps. First of all, identify the ticker. Okay, trade with house money, execute the catapult. You go, what does that mean? Identify the ticker. Trade with house money, execute the catapult. Well, I'm actually going to take you into exactly what that means. Okay, the house money portion of this, though, is the critical aspect because what it's doing, and again, I don't want you to get confused. House money, what does it really mean? It means it's your financial means, okay, to pay for, all right, the trade that you find. We're going to go out and we're going to find a trade, okay? And then we're actually going to learn how to finance that trade. So let's get to it. Step number 1. Everybody ready? Pen and paper? Yeah, maybe. Okay, sometimes never. All right. You guys getting a little quiet on me. Just want to make sure. Are you just intensely listening that much? Okay. So there's a few aspects about this. First of all, identify, when I say identify the ticker, what am I talking about? By the way, I absolutely love this little picture. Okay, just riding the bull, This is precisely why I'm providing my watch list. So one of the first things I'm saying is like, I'm identifying the ticker. I'm gonna just tell you right now, okay? I use my watch list pretty extensively. Okay, the cool thing about once you understand this business and you really understand Catapult, okay, you got to trade some very liquid stuff. So trade what moves the markets. I'm going to say that again. Trade what moves the markets. Trade the most liquid stocks, okay, in ETFs. There's just no question. Like, you don't want to trade something called like Joe's tree cutting service. You want to trade something that everybody knows. When somebody said like Microsoft, I'm like, I've heard of that one before. It's only the biggest company now in the world. I've heard that one before. Let's trade Apple. Let's trade Tesla. Okay, cool. I'm fine with that. We're also going to use a proprietary expected move indicator. So I haven't put that much weight into this, but the expected move indicator. Let me just show you. Let me explain something to you. Go to Tesla, okay, and I'm going to go to auto expected moves. Look how dramatically, okay, Tesla. When you're looking at it, you're like, look how dramatically. Like last week, shattering the expected move. The week before that, shattering it to the upside. Now, some big sell side activity in here. Just bear with me for a second. Let's put in one more ticker. One more ticker. What do you guys want to do? Huh? Where do you want to go? NVIDIA? Let's do this. Let's go to NVIDIA. Just zoom in for a second. NVIDIA. Okay. Look at the moves in here. Just the last 3 weeks, hitting the upper edge, shattering it to the upside. Yesterday, explodes to the upside. Today, reverting back. Dogs and cats living together. I like it. And you look at this and you're like, oh, you know what though? Tasty absolutely has expected move. Tasty's expected move is on the right-hand side of the screen. It doesn't chart it, but it will because Tasty's actually building a charting language and we'll be the first to build stuff into it. Okay. And I like it. I'm into Tasty. Tasty is like, it's just like a bare bones, like rocket. Now, this thing is fast. Okay. Thinkorswim is the little bit of, it's getting a little older, a little slower in its ways. It's still really good. It's got a lot of tools, a lot of bells and whistles, but like Tasty, okay, it's fast and furious. Now, all I was saying in there, okay, what can kind of play into it using the proprietary expected move indicator. Okay. We're just going to touch on what the step is. Then we're going to go into how to use this in context, right? Step 2, trade with house money. When I say, okay, trade with house money, right? Trade with house money. What does that mean? Taking a moonshot. It's not gambling. Okay. Whenever we use the term like house money, people are like, oh, I don't like it. I don't know what else to call it. But the moonshot, okay, is the genesis of the trade. Let's say, for example, I want to trade Microsoft. Let's say I want to trade Microsoft, which is actually relevant because I just put a trade on Microsoft the other day. But I want to take a trade on Microsoft. That's my moonshot trade. Okay. We're going to use, okay, the Catapult to finance the trades with house money. Okay. It's not going to gamble. It's not going to roll the dice with any out-of-pocket costs. So with one hand, I'm going to trade Microsoft. Okay. With the other hand, I'm actually going to finance it. Okay. How do we finance the trades? We find the highest probability trades. 95+% probability of being able to make money. It's actually what we call the probability of profitability. Probability of profitability. You guys want to see it? Let's actually show you something like here, the QQQ. I'm just going to show you something crazy on here for a second. Very few people even know that this tool exists. Okay. Want to see something interesting? Right there. It says P50. Nobody has any idea what that even is. Okay. This is a tool that was literally built like 20, 25 years ago for thinkorswim. It never made the cut for thinkorswim because it had to do with, it was extraordinarily expensive to build 25 years ago to make it work. And now they added it to TastyTrade. Okay. That's probability of profitability is 97%. Doesn't matter what the trade is. I'm just showing you that the trade is 97% probability. Okay. So we're going to find trades with the highest probability. So what have we done so far? Step 1, find the ticker. Step 2, trade with house money. Step 3, execute. What does execute mean? That's the actual act. When I talk about execution or execute, that's the act of going in there to the live market and executing. Buy one trade, the moonshot, okay? Sell the other trade, okay? By the way, buy, palms towards me. Sell, palms towards you. So we're going to buy one trade, the moonshot trade, sell the other trade, 95% probability. Okay. The trade we're buying is fully financed by the trade we're selling. That is the basis. Finally, moonshots, okay, they're fully financed. That's the idea. So what's the worst that can happen? You can strike out and you can strike out and you can strike out. You can keep coming back up to the plate. The worst that happens to you in here, like, no, it didn't work. How many trades do you want to do in a year? Okay. I don't know. You want to do 40, 50 trades a year? That might be a lot for you. Maybe you want to do 30 trades a year. How many really have to hit when you're not paying for them? Okay. Transaction cost, negligible. It's absolutely negligible. The transaction costs are so nominal now, doesn't matter. Look, you've struck out on trades before, but now you're not going to need to pay for those mistakes. Okay. And you know what? The word mistake goes away. You're just like, it was like a nominal trade. It just didn't work. Okay. But when you're right, you're going to hit a moonshot. When you're wrong, have no fear, catapult again. And I want you to think about this exact methodology because we're going to talk about ticker. We're going to talk about house money. We're going to talk about execution. When you're wrong, have no fear, catapult again and again and again, right? So let's get back into it. Example number 1. This is a Tesla catapult, okay? Portion of the catapult you're looking at is both the opening and closing trades. So this was the ticker, right? This is the ticker, the return on the spread, okay? 161%. Okay. And by the way, these are screenshots. And if you're kind of curious where these screenshots come expressly from TastyTrade. This is TastyTrade screenshot. Return on the spread, okay, 161%. Okay. What does it cost to trade Tesla? What if we can get it for free? Okay. And that's exactly what the trade really broke down to. So I just wanted to throw the Tesla trade up there and say, like, okay, don't worry about all the nuances. Don't worry about all the minutia, okay, on the screen. Don't worry about it. What's going to be more important over here, how do we actually pick the trade up for nothing? Okay. We have to learn to find the house money in here. Okay. Finding house money. We need a trade that has a 95%, again, a 95% probability of profitability. All right. We want the trade to offset some of the volatility risks, offset some of the directional risk. Okay. IRAs need to be able to trade these products, and they can. So they absolutely can, and does not violate any day trading margin regulations. People always ask me about that too. Day trading margin doesn't tie up a lot of margin. Everything can be traded inside of the IRA. Okay. The perfect trading world, it exists. Welcome to micro E-mini S&P 500 options on futures. Now, time out right here. When people listen, okay, they're like, oh, did he say option on futures? Okay, I don't know anything about that. Before we go any further, okay, you ever heard of a product? Okay, when I say product, you ever heard of something called the spiders? Okay, how many people here truly know the spiders? Huh? Anybody? How many people here know spiders? Okay, spiders. Just to give you an idea, when I say spiders, and we'll pop thinkorswim back up over here. As I say, I use these things interchangeably. Okay, Y equals yes. Okay, N equals no. Right. So, all right, spiders. I like that. Spiders are my happy place. Everybody trades spiders, I think. I mean, or at least knows them. Like if you trade though, like spiders, I mean, they've already traded 3.5 million contracts today in option contracts. They've traded 21 million shares today. Spiders are, basically one of the most prolific products ever. Okay. What is a E micro? It's a micro E mini S&P 500 options on futures. By the way, that's like the longest name ever. Okay. I'll tell you exactly what this is. It's the CME group, which is the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. Okay. They created the micro for retail traders. So what a lot of people don't know, and this is a product that just goes a little bit under the radar. Okay. What CME group did, and by the way, we for full disclosure, okay, we here at STX Options TheoTRADE, we actually have a marketing agreement with the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. We want that marketing agreement, and basically what it goes like this. Okay, we trade their products. Okay, and we discuss things like these micros. Why? I think it's one of the most phenomenal products ever. Right, the product, right, this micro is basically synonymous with Spider. It's the same thing as SPX. Okay, it's the same thing as ES. It's the same thing as MES, and this is the MES. All of those basically are the same thing, but imagine a version of the spiders that didn't have all the regulatory and margin requirements of the spiders. It's beautiful. Okay, look, the reason I'm bringing the micros into this, the reason I'm bringing, it's going to be your tool to finance other trades. And it's a phenomenal tool to finance. Now, again, people when they see this for the first time, they're like, don't panic. You can do this. Okay. You may know nothing about micro, E-mini, S&P 500. I'll tell you something about the micros. The genesis of this actual product came from the CEO of Chicago Mercantile Exchange. Okay. That gentleman worked his way from absolutely nothing, a runner on the floor, eventually a trader, and became the CEO of it. He wanted to make a product that was a product for everybody in the retail world that literally anybody can trade with an account even as $2,000. Okay. And again, it's the tool to finance the trades. But people panic about it. But the irony is it's probably the most comfortable product you could ever trade. Okay. We selected micros because it can just accommodate everybody and anybody. You have a $2,000 account, you can trade micros, right? As I said, they can be traded in small accounts, $2,000 and retirement accounts. Okay. It's phenomenal, right? And again, to get comfortable with the product, all I ask you to do is pull it up. It's /MES. We'll pull it up. This is here on Tasty. I'm just going to pull that left side bar over on Tasty, go out a little bit, take a look. All right. You're like, oh, but still my heart, it's a $5,400 product. Okay. Everybody calm down because it's the exact same thing as the spiders. It really is the same thing as the spiders. Okay. And people, these things trade. They trade now. All right. So let me give you an example. An example over here of how Catapult works. Let's say in step one, we're bullish on Microsoft, okay? Because we used our expected move analysis. And we can even cruise over, if you don't mind, we can cruise over to Microsoft, okay? Let me ask you, can you make a bullish argument for Microsoft? Anybody? Okay. Can you make a bullish argument for Microsoft? And the answer is, survey says, of course you could. Because if the market continues to the upside, Microsoft's probably going with it. Microsoft's on the leading edge. It's already up 12% on a year-to-date basis. Okay, this is one of the pivotal stocks, if you will, in the midst of what has been a phenomenal rally. Okay, add a little expected move in there. This thing is it's gold, Jerry. It's gold. So, with that being said, we're going to be bullish on Microsoft, which I'll take you into more details of the trade. We're going to finance it via the MES. And then what are we going to do? Well, we're going to sketch out the details of all three steps and then take a look at the Microsoft trade. Okay. Now, before I go into Microsoft, which I am going to do here momentarily, let's catapult our way to profits. Now, this is going to be just an example. Okay. This is only an example. This is just a test. And the reason I'm actually taking you through that is, first of all, I want you to understand the Catapult structure. Okay. And then we'll actually take you in a couple of trades. So what are the things that you need to understand on this? First of all, this is a stock, and I call every fictitious stock, I call it stock. Okay. I call it stock. Why? I don't know. Just, it's something I've done. And then ironically enough, there's a real company now called stock. So we come over here to stock. And let's say stock is trading at $100. Now, okay, do we own the stock? No. Okay. We do not own the stock. Do we want to own the stock? No. The reason we're trading stock, okay, is because this is going to be the beginning of our catapult. Now, what can stock do? Stock's a $100 stock. Stock is stock. $100 stock. It can go up to 110. It can go down to 90. It can go up to 120. It can go down to 80. Everybody agree with those sentiments? All I was trying to show you here, okay, you're like, why is there a distribution curve? Bear with me for a second, okay? Bear with me for a second. This is Microsoft. Where can Microsoft go? I have an answer to that. Come over here to studies. Go to add study, volatility studies. Okay, you're with me? Everybody with me over here? Probability of expiring cone. I built this tool. Okay, the probability of expiring cone. What does the probability of expiring cone do? Well, Microsoft is here. Microsoft can go here or here. Microsoft can go here or here. It can go here or here. You're like, dude, you're really far out in time. I know. Who cares? All this is a distribution curve flipped on its side. That's all it is. Okay. So when I show you this example, which I'm taking you into the example right now, what is this? This is the same distribution curve, right? Flipped on its side. Okay. Well, this is straight up. So here on stock, let me give you the example. Okay. So this is a company called Stock. And we've determined, okay, what? What have we determined on here? Well, there's 3 steps. You guys tell me, what are the 3 steps? Okay. The first thing we have to do is identify what? The ticker. The ticker is going to be called stock. Now we're going to use Microsoft in a minute. Okay. Why are we actually using stock? We determined that not only is stock liquid enough, okay, stock actually has an opportunity to the upside. Okay. We looked at that through expected moves. Okay. Everybody understand? Ticker. What was step number 2? After we determine the ticker, okay, what do we need to do? Find house money. But I'm going to tell you, in determining the ticker, okay, we are going to lay our moonshot trade right here. Okay. And again, we're not going to get too deep into the logistics of the trade itself, but that one right there, there's our moonshot. Okay. In step 1, we looked at the ticker. Okay. We determined where our moonshot was going to be. This on stock is going to be a wildly bullish trade. Now, time out. What am I saying over here? If this underlying goes up and above what level? Okay, 110, what am I? Okay, what am I? If the stock goes above 110, what am I? Okay, don't worry about the logistics of the trade just yet because we're going to get into that, right? We're going to go out, we're going to find a trade on Microsoft, right? We're going to be golden if it goes above 110. It's not a massive move, but it's definitely a move. Stock's got to go from 100 to 110. And I got to tell you guys something. Like, look, these are the trades that I said earlier, like the genesis of this and Catapult. This is the stuff I like to take. Why do I like to take it? I like to take shots. Okay. I like that outside shot on there. And I want to take the shot. But we need more than just a ticker and a shot because this moonshot is going to cost you something. What's it going to cost you? Well, you're not going to have to worry about it because in step 2, we're going to go out there and we're going to find house money. Now, where is house money found? Where is house money found? It's going to be found way out here. What is that? It's a 95% trade. Okay. That one right there is house money. That one's actually going to be found in the micros. Okay. We're going to finance A, okay, with B. Everybody with me? Right? And it's literally going to be a complete offset, 1 for 1, period. What's step number 3? Execute. Okay. We're going to execute upon the trade. What we need to do, put on the moonshot, execute house money. Put on the moonshot, execute house money. Done. At that point, it's just a matter of monitoring it, right? So we've got 3 steps. We identify the ticker, we put on the moonshot trade, right? Step 2, we found house money. It's got greater than a 95% probability of profitability. Step 3, execute. Boom. A, B, they're on. Done. Okay. Now what do? You monitor the trade. Now you tell me what can happen in this marketplace. Where can the marketplace go? Let's give you a couple of scenarios here. Let's say the marketplace stays flat. Okay, can the market stay flat? It can. If the marketplace stays flat, okay, house money over here doesn't work. Okay, the moonshot doesn't work. What do? What do you do if this trade doesn't work? You go on to the next. Do you lose anything? You're like, what about commissions at $4? Okay, it's really going to beat you up. It's not even $4. Okay, this trade over here is be less than that. It's like 65 cents a contract. Okay, trade over here, nominal. It's not even $4. Cost you less than $3 to execute the trade. And I'll tell you what, if the market stays flat, you don't even have to close it. Okay. What else could happen to the marketplace? You tell me what else can happen. Market could sell off. Okay. If it sells off and sells off huge, what happens to the money? Well, this one goes out, this one goes out, done, out. What if the marketplace rallies? Oh, it rallies, but not far enough. Nothing happens. But what if the market gets all the way up here to the 120? Golden moonshot trade just cracks it out of the park. It's a home run. Okay. This is an absolute home run. This is how you make like 160, 170%, like I did in the Tesla trade. Okay. And I'm going to show you a couple more trades. You go, well, how does a trade actually lose? If there was a phenomenal, unrelenting rally to the upside, what'll happen is it'll pass you the moonshot trade. Then your house money could be in trouble because the house money, yes, has a 95% probability, but 5% of the time could take some heat. But even if it takes heat, you can actually take the moonshot trade and push the moonshot trade up to cover the risk. Okay. The trade out there, it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. This is the way to be able to catapult profits. Okay. This is the way to catapult profits. I'm telling you. Look, Shane, this trade was actually done. Okay. March 5th, the email came in, put the Microsoft, okay, spreads on yesterday morning. By the way, the Microsoft put spreads, that was what we term our moonshot. Okay, yesterday morning from Don's example video from last Friday, pretty much paid for the course today. That's from Shane. And I took that literally from our email inbox. This is a trade that I did. Okay, the last time I actually talked in this session, it's exactly what I did, right? You guys want me to show you a little bit of a Microsoft trade because you go, but I'm not bullish or I'm not bearish. The trade example that I did the other day was bearish in Microsoft. Okay, I can make an argument on the bullish side of Microsoft as well. Okay, in fact, in terms of Microsoft, take a look. I have one on right now, 440. Okay, so where's Microsoft right now? Clear the deck. Okay, if Microsoft, do you think Microsoft can get to 440? Do you think Microsoft can get to 440? And you go, well, maybe. Okay, I think maybe, possibly. Watch. We go back over to volatility studies, right? We put the probability of expiring cone, 440. That's easy. Okay, it's showing you that it can get to 442. It's showing you right there. That's a one standard deviation. That's not even a big move. And I don't even get grilled. Oh, standard deviation. Oh, please. Like, look, easily. And you know what? My trade's going to have 65 days. Totally financed, 100% financed. Okay, what does a trade look like? Okay, looks like this little monkey right here. This is it. It's MES versus Microsoft. MES versus Microsoft. And I want to show you something really interesting. Look at the P&L. Look at the P&L on this one. Because the P&L on this one, I'm up 16% and up 3%. Both trades are actually making money, which is also plausible. Okay, that's exactly, this was actually a put spread. I did one that's a little bit bullish on there. Now, okay, another example. This is actually an Intel Catapult. Intel Catapult, return on the spread 170%. People always ask me, well, what products can I do this on? Can I explain something a little bit more about Intel? See the 74 cents I paid for it? I didn't really pay the 74 cents. Okay, what do you mean you didn't pay the 74 cents? It says right there. I know, okay? I paid the 74 cents, but I covered it, okay, with a secondary trade. The secondary trade is the house money, okay? So this was identifying the ticker. The secondary trade is the house money, and I'm obviously, step number 3, I'm executing into this. This one made 170% return. Next in the docket, the QQQ. How many people here know the Qs? Like, you don't have to think very hard over here. I don't want you guys to worry about the underlying, okay? This business, this ain't that difficult. Use the Qs. Why do you use the Qs? The Qs, it's the Nasdaq. It might be worthwhile just trading the Nasdaq as a whole instead of just trading NVIDIA or Microsoft, okay? Why not just trade the Nasdaq as a whole? Here's a trade where I actually paid 88 cents. Remember, I didn't pay anything. Okay, 110% return. 110% return in that one. Here's another one. Okay, here's the XRT. How many people are familiar with XRT? Anybody? If you're not familiar with XRT, it's another ETF. people, I love ETFs. Why do I love ETFs? Okay. Well, for the simplicity of the fact, it's an ETF. It's a basket. I don't have to worry about earnings. Okay. I don't have to worry about, Tim Cook or something happening to him. Okay. Or Apple slipping. I'll trade the entire ETF product. I'll trade the whole ETF world. Love it. Absolutely love it. By the way, for Catapults, I'm serious. I love it. Right. Or I go out and pay 70 cents for a trade, make $1.32. It's an 89% return. Okay. On the moonshot side of the trade. Look, this is why you want to catapult to profits. Crewmates, it's just a dramatic opportunity with limited risk, right? I mean, I could go from trade. I've got these things on Apple and I've got them on Q's and I've got it on Microsoft. We can go a lot wider than that. Caterpillar. I think Caterpillar is a wonderful prospect right now. Caterpillar exploding to the upside over here. Look, create a dramatic opportunity with limited risk. Use the house money, use those micros to finance expected move trade setups. Never need to buy or sell the stock. And you could be wrong on market direction. That's the one thing. As I asked you guys a moment ago, do you think you could be wrong in Microsoft? It doesn't get above 440. You go, of course. May not go there. Maybe the marketplace tanks. That's fine. You know that you can actually put on both a bullish or bearish trade. Okay. You could be wrong on market direction and still produce profitable trades. Completely wrong, right? And I'm going to tell you right now, you need this in your life. In a market with chaos like this, you need this in your life because Catapult can potentially bring in significant returns while minimizing your risk. Okay. Catapult trades can also be done inside of retirement accounts. I don't want to diminish that. Some people like, hey, I only have my retirement account. You can do all of this inside of a retirement account. That's fine. No time, no problem. Trade results are perfect for part-timers. Catapult trades, they're completely hands-off. They even use set and forget. And by the way, if you've never heard that term, like a set and forget order types, okay, think of GTC. That means good till canceled orders. For those of you, if you're not necessarily attuned to good till canceled orders, okay, in any order management, the good till canceled, like here's a trade on Microsoft. All you have to do is come over here, day, change to GTC. So I can set this thing up to exit itself, okay, at a certain percentage. It's done. I mean, look, this, again, a fraction of your time is enough to see results. And Catapult provides, okay, real-time trade alerts. When I trade, you're going to know about it. I don't want you to think you have to be glued to a computer because we're now using text and email alerts. And that is why. All right. That is why we say, like, oh, from the comfort of your mobile device, you can trade anything you want off your mobile device. What better time? Okay. If you don't have a lot of time to learn a new skill set, okay, follow the real-time trade alerts. Markets can be in bouts of volatility for years to come. There's not, I'm not going to sit here and preach all day about what I think about the marketplace. I'm going to be very forthright. And somebody was asking about win-loss ratio in here. Win-loss ratio, okay, you have to recognize that there's two components to this trade, okay? Two things over here. Number one, you can go out there and strike out all throughout the course of a year, okay? Even in blind luck, you're going to hit a couple of these trades. You realize if you have 5 or 10 contracts on one of these trades, okay, that can be anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 of profitability on one trade. You, okay, could have, for instance, a $20,000 account. Hit one trade, $20,000 account, now a $25,000 account. It is that easy. That's one trade in an entire year. Okay, good year. Let's get crazy. Let's hit 4 or 5 trades in a given year. It's your determination of how many trades you want to actually place. Okay, I'm going to place, okay, about 50, 52 trades a year. I'm going to be trading about once a week. Okay, not necessarily once a week. It'd be like, oh, I skip a week and then the next week, boom, I put on 2 different trades. But again, there are 2 different components to this trade. The one component is the moonshot, and I'm swinging for the fences and swinging for the fences. You're like, may only win on 5 trades. Imagine you only won on 5 trades. It's a grand slam home run. Okay, you got like people on all bases. You just hit a grand slam, okay, on one single trade. And you got to realize a few contracts, okay, how much damage you could actually do. And that is damage in the best possible terms. The other side of the trade has a 95%. So if you want to know the probability, it's about a 95%. $5,000 account's fine. absolutely fine. In fact, one of the accounts that I'm trading catapults in, that's exactly what I have in the account is $5,000. Okay. And why do I do it in there? Because we send out real-time alerts. Okay. When I say markets could be in like bouts of volatility for years to come, I can't tell you, and I'm not going to sit here and argue like, the economics and this who cares? Who cares? What's the Fed going to do? I don't know. But Jamie Dimon yesterday told the Fed don't cut. And Ken Griffin, who owns Citadel, which is the biggest basic, market maker, also said to the Fed yesterday, don't cut. Okay. We're going to be in bouts of volatility for years. Volatility that's the only argument that I'm going to make to you today. Characteristics of catapults. Attributes of this trade are just undeniable. Okay. You never have to buy, the stock. You don't buy or sell stock. Risk can be tailored to precisely their comfort level. And I want to reiterate, okay? And I really do want to reiterate again and again. When I say risk precisely their comfort level, you can actually get these trades going for $2,000 in the account. That is the minimum, okay? You never use a stop order. I'm not using stop orders over here. You can vary time frames, minimize your risk. You can take moonshots without absorbing more risk. And again, I love that phrase, okay? The moonshot, because I just think of some of the trades I've done over the years where I stepped up to the plate and I'm like, oh, swinging as hard as I could, and you miss. And you're like, oh man, that cost me $1, but it was, oh, if only I could hit it. Now we're actually financing it. We're financing that dollar you pay for the trade. This is an excellent tool for those seeking returns to build an account, and Catapult can be done in retirement accounts. Look, Catapult to profits. Let Catapult alerts do the work for you. The barrier of entry is on a $2,000 account. That's it. There is no barrier to entry. Okay. Learn to catapult your trading results. You need Catapult trades for the foreseeable market future. Now, we can show you how and when to use catapults in a matter of a few hours. Come learn everything you need to know about options. More importantly, Catapult produces real-time trade alerts. And I stress the real-time trade alerts as people look at this and they go, well, yeah, a really interesting trade. I actually, might want to learn this one. Okay. Along with those of you that do want to learn it, we're going to send alerts. Look, but this is what you need to know to successfully catapult to profits. You got to know what underlying stocks or indices make the best catapult candidates. And we've gone through this a lot. Okay. When I say this, what underlying, so like we were talking about, Microsoft, we talked about the QQQ, and you saw it trade in Intel and XRT. And I'm honest, like I like trading ETFs. That's me. I like trading ETFs. Okay. The alerts that I send out, there's going to be a lot of ETFs in there. Why? Because what's the difference? Like there's nothing wrong with a Microsoft. There's nothing wrong with an NVIDIA. But I find it's like, oh, earnings and this and that, okay? And then there's dividends and then, oh my, okay? And what if this happens? And what if Timmy Cook just doesn't, the goggles? It's almost like too much. I like trading ETFs because I think it like kind of quiets some of the noise, okay? And when it comes to these catapults, some of the best candidates to me are always going to be ETFs, okay? What are micro E-mini S&P options? Expiration do I sell? So when it comes to micro E-mini S&P 500 options, okay, and I'm actually going to pull them up. Look how many expirations there are. There's 9-day and 15-day and 30-day and 37-day. And oh my, there's 99-day, 100-day, 128-day. Okay. There's a lot of different expirations over there. We'll actually tune you into exactly what expiration, because, okay, this is your house money. Okay. This is going to finance, okay, where you want to go. Where do you want to go? You want to go to try to swing for the fences. Okay. What should be the delta of the option I sell? You go, oh, I don't even know what delta is. Okay. We got to get you tuned into probability, right? What options do I buy against my position and how many? Meaning that there's trade one and there's trade two. Say it again. There's trade one, there's trade two. How many trade one do I need, okay, to fit into trade two and vice versa? Okay. How many options do I sell versus how many options do I buy? This is a puzzle. Okay. And we'll put the puzzle together nicely. How do I build the position? Okay. Do I need a large amount of capital in my account to do this? No. What are the percentage returns supposed to be? Like, when do I get out of trade one or trade two? Okay. Do I have to monitor them separately? And that's exactly where, when I brought up good till canceled orders, that's exactly why I brought them up a moment ago. You could just set and forget the trade. Part of the trade could just close for you. Part of the trade could just close this for you. You're like, it's gold. Just move on to the next trade. Let me show you exactly what we do here at STX Options. By the way, STX stands for St. Croix. We live in for St. Croix, U.S. Virgin Islands. We create recipes in trading. When we say recipes in trading, okay, I'll stress to you guys what that really means. Recipes in trading is step-by-step criteria. How to get into the trade, how to get out of the trade. What if the stock goes up? What if the stock goes down? What if the market actually just rocking to the upside over here so that you can catapult the profits? We create recipes so you can catapult the profits. And now, real-time catapult alerts when trade opportunities arise. We aim to do one trade per week. As I said, I may not be perfect and be like, every 5 days, Don does a trade. Depends on volatility of the marketplace. Marketplace starts rocking, and you're going to see bang, bang, 2 trades. Okay, wait 10 days, bang, bang, 2 trades. Trade another week, trade another week. Okay, probably from 50 to 52 trades in a given year. Like, look, trading is all about, it's all about answering the what ifs. What might be a good stock or ETF candidate for you to catapult the profits? What's the correct options expiration cycle to sell my options in? How much capital do I commit to generating catapults? What strike options do I sell? What strike options do I buy? How can I limit my risk? Catapult has your answers and trade alerts. So we build recipes with definitive criteria, checklists for each strategy and all the different variables. Whenever I mention the term checklist, okay, I always kind of comment like, look, if you're a pilot and you hop into the cockpit, doesn't matter what kind of equipment you're going to fly, but if you hop into a cockpit as a pilot, okay, the first thing that they do is they sit down. They don't just like turn a key and go, sit down, let's go. You know, that's not the way it works. Okay, they sit down in a seat and they start actually going through a detailed checklist. And that'll tell you what, when you're in flight and you start to have issues, if there are issues, what are the issues in flight? Like 95% plus, okay, probability, they don't have any issues. But if they do have issues, okay, what do? They refer to the checklist. Okay, what if the plane starts tanking? Pull up. But the point that I'm trying to make over here, okay, that's what the checklists are based on. Our checklists are highly detailed. Like, what if the market goes up? What if the market goes down? What if expiration is coming? There's a dividend payable. Okay, what if? And all we do, okay, is go through and answer those questions. And now we're taking this idea of catapult and the criteria, we're taking it a step beyond. This is what catapult alerts amounts to. Look, if I can go through the checklist, okay, I can go through the checklist and send out a trade. You can go through the checklist, okay? You can actually generate your trade. But if I'm going to go through the checklist and I'm going to trade, why not? Catapult alerts, okay? I'll send you the trade. Like, look, Catapult is the answer to questions. The right probability for the trade, done. How many option contracts do you trade for your account size? Done. We got you. Okay. When do I close the Catapult? What if we sell off big? What do we do? What do we do when the market actually rallies huge? Do I bail out of a position? What if we rally massively? Can I fix a losing position? It's about how, it's about when, it's about why, it's about what price. And I'm going to tell you right now, this is just the beginning of the variables you're going to face while catapulting to profits. Look, you can read what catapults are. Like, people will go online and they're like, Google, 10,000 pages will come up if you Google like sell options. By the way, maybe some of you even know how to build a couple of trades. Nothing though, nothing you're going to be able to read is going to come close to the power and the criteria of the catapult. There's nothing out there that you're going to have that's going to have a detailed checklist, okay, that's actually going to send you alerts over here. You need catapult alerts. 25-year plus trading experience. That's just me. That doesn't include the rest of the crew over here and multiple market makers, okay, that helped us actually generate these alerts and help generate some of the criteria and structure to this. Access to client order flow for 15 years, okay? We know what works on the retail side, okay? We've studied everything, again, from both thinkorswim to TD Ameritrade. We had access to over 7 million trading accounts over a 15-year career. And I ran education for 15 years, okay, at thinkorswim and TD Ameritrade, which had the largest option order flow in the entire industry. That, okay, is the genesis of some of the criteria in here and walking you through step by step. Look, we spent years fine-tuning this trade setup. Okay, Catapult Alerts is your recipe for success. And now real-time alerts in the convenience of your mobile device. Okay, this is Catapult Alerts. I am the trader for this portfolio. Okay, meaning that these Catapult trades, right, they're coming out what? There's about 50 to 52 trades a year. Okay. And before you see this, right, just time out. There is a tremendous amount, okay, beyond just sending you alerts, which is what in the end, okay, what do you want? You want to trade, right? But we're going to support every nuance, okay, of these trades. And if you're an absolute novice, you're actually going to have a 5-week mastermind with me. I'll talk about it here momentarily. But Catapult alerts. Look, okay, trade alerts for 12 months. Okay, this is just being launched. stxoptions.com/cat. That's C as in cat, A as in apple, T as in Tom. It's stxoptions.com/cat. Okay, it's 1997. It's 1997. And I'm going to pull the page up here, okay, briefly, if you will, and I'll throw the address up here, and then I'm going to explain every nuance, okay, every nuance of what Catapult alerts. So it's stxoptions.com, again, stxoptions.com/cat, okay. If you would like to talk to somebody, call right now. It's 623-244-5657, but stxoptions.com/cat. I want to explain everything it comes with. Okay, so bear with me for a minute. As you're filling this out, make sure to put in a phone number, okay? Why? Because automatically enrolls you for, again, messaging. Messaging is fairly critical in this respect. For those of you that can receive text messages, we use text and email. So put a valid email address in here, obviously, as well. It's 1997. I'll also give you one caveat, okay? We can actually restructure this and break it up. For that, simply call the account rep 623-244-5657. Now, okay, let me explain everything that's in here, okay? And I'll also explain there's absolutely no risk to you. We have a full 90-day money back guarantee. I like to tell that to people right up front. Look, okay, this is a firm that we want people that want to be here. We want people that want to learn this. We want to make sure, okay, that it's the right type of trade for you, right? So I'll cover that in just a moment. So Catapult alerts, stxoptions.com/cat. It's 1997. Look, I'm the trader, okay, for the Catapult portfolio. And I'm actually going to start with this discussion, but there's a lot more to it. Catapult alerts. So you get to watch me trade and discuss positions like never before. Now, Catapult trade ideas basically on a weekly basis. And it's what I term no holds barred, no holds barred trading approach. You're going to get to see everything we do. Full disclosure on all trades, opening, closing, hedging positions, all account types, margin, IRA, all sizes welcome. Minimum is $2,000 in terms of an account. Okay. But realistically, it's 1997. Okay. $2,000 account might not necessarily do it for you, but okay, there's viability. There is viability over there. Now, that happens to be the Catapult alerts. So we're sending out alerts. The alerts are coming to you via what? Text message and email. That's why I was saying just a moment ago, if you took a look at this, okay, a moment ago here on the order form, just make sure you have a valid email, okay, valid phone number. It's critical, obviously, in there. The next aspect of this, okay, this is worth the cost of admission and then some. This is $2,000 value in addition to it, okay? I put together a 5-week Catapult mastermind where we are going to meet just once a week, probably lasting anywhere from about 70 to 80 minutes, okay? This is a mastermind with me. It starts Tuesday, March 19th, 8 a.m. Pacific time. It's early, it's during the day. It is definitely archived. So everybody's like, I can't make it. It's 8 a.m. Pacific time. Okay. It's early. I work. I do this. It's fine. It's archived. But what I'm going to do in the 5-week Catapult mastermind, okay, is all the logic and formula behind catapults. Okay. I'm going to hit you with every little nuance in here. So I was saying earlier today, like I like to use the analogy. Okay. Some people like to eat a sausage. Some people like to crack the sausage open. Some people want to know how the sausage is made. I'm going to show you exactly how the sausage is made. And by the way, I love this. Okay. I love this because you want success in this business. Look, okay, no matter how busy you might be, spend the time with us. No matter how busy you might be, spend the time or listen to it recorded. If you have questions, email me. Okay. My email address is all over this. Okay. Email me. Give you the logic and formula behind Catapult, step-by-step criteria for building it. Okay. You're going to watch trades being executed and follow along. Okay. It's direct access to me. And you're going to have access to me after that in a live chat or email, small group learning environment. It's an extraordinarily small group. All sessions are recorded and archived for later viewing. This alone. Okay. I know people look and they go, 1997. Okay. I'll give you a 5-week mastermind in here. Okay. That's $2,000 value. In addition to it, okay, you're going to receive a micro options revolution. Some people, they don't know what an E-mini even is. It's good. The ins and outs of why we use micros. Okay. This is recorded. It's ready to go right now. In fact, okay, when I say it's recorded and ready to go, all right, here we have a start here. Okay. Catapult trades, introduction to catapults, catapult allocation and margin, catapult trade execution. These, okay, look, an 8-minute video, a 7-minute video, 6-minute video. This is like a quick start guide to be able to get in here. Okay. But for those of you, you're like, I might need a little bit more than that. Okay. There's an entire grow a small account with the micro options revolution. Okay. It's an entire class that just takes you through on everything you need to know. Okay. Everything you need to know about micros. I don't want you to feel like, overwhelmed. Okay. I want you to feel like you can totally grasp this. You got it. It's another $300 value in here. Okay. We're not done yet. I told you we're going to support you in every nuance of this. So you've got the portfolio, right? You've got the portfolio, and that's going to have what? Alert, alert, alert. Okay. Then you've got 5 weeks with me in a mastermind. Okay. And I'm going to tell you in the mastermind, again, I love it. I love to show people how the genesis of the trade is. Okay. It's a creative process that, again, I think it'll really expand your mind in this entire business. You're going to look at the business differently because you're like, holy crap, I don't necessarily have to be right and I can make money. If that's the only takeaway, then you see how that works out of 5 weeks, okay, easily worth the $2,000. Just that one aspect of the mastermind. Then we actually give you the micro options revolution. Bonus number 3, you're going to love this. In addition to 5 weeks with me, okay, then you get 6 weeks with Brandon. Because Brandon, okay, like I'm out there and swinging for the fences. Brandon gets to play cleanup. Expert guidance. Brandon Chapman, industry expert with vast experience in catapult trades, is going to guide you through the world of catapult trading. Brandon's going to be available for 6 weeks additionally. There's another $1,000 value on there. So, all right, I kick off, okay, on what? March 19th. And that's why I'm telling you, like, today is already the 13th. Okay, this is coming. You're a week away from it. Tuesday, it's on, people. It is on. All right. Then, as soon as mine drops off, April 23rd, okay, his mastermind will actually kick in April 23rd, run for 6 weeks. Okay. Again, all of this is going to be archived specifically, okay, for you. And it's going to be archived right here on the STX options site. Okay. It's going to be archived right on the STX options site. By the way, love Brandon. Brandon is, how do I say this eloquently without, going after myself? Okay. Phenomenal in a Q&A session, far beyond me. Okay. Can explain things in detail. Okay. Calm, collected, and non-caffeinated. I think you guys will appreciate that. Okay. Number 4, there's a monthly Catapult live alerts review. Time out. I get on a call with you, okay, once a month. Okay, once a month. We're going to go through trades that are existing, upcoming opportunities, updates regarding everything that I have on. Okay, and I'm going to go out there and I'm going to trade, I'm going to trade, I'm going to trade, I'm going to trade, I'm going to trade. We're going to get insights on how I actually selected the trade alerts and ongoing management of the Catapult, okay, recap. Okay, this doesn't sound like a lot. To me, it's golden. So the $3,000 value. There's 12 sessions in here. Okay. This is like on top of the masterminds. Okay. It's an ongoing 12-month, okay, mastermind where literally you're on there for an hour, maybe 90 minutes, where I'm going through the trades and the genesis of the trade, why I actually did the trade so you fully understand it. Again, I stressed to you, Catapult alerts. Okay. You get Catapult trades, you get a 5-week mastermind with me. Okay. You get a 6-week trader by your side mastermind. okay, with Brandon Chapman. And I like calling it the trader by your side because Brandon, he is that trader by your side. You have any questions, boom, he'll pay back to you. By the way, all of us, you email us 24-hour response time. You can email us with trade, ideas and so forth, trade questions. We give you weekly trade ideas, about 52 trades a year, text and email trade notification. Again, it's STX options, okay, .com/C as in cat, A as in apple, T as in Tom. Catapult, okay, completely riskless trade, 90-day money back guarantee. As I said to you guys and kind of alluded to earlier, right? One of the most important things, okay, to us, we want people that want to be here. And I constantly say that because look, it's $2,000, okay? It's nominal. If it's not for you after 90 days, please. There's no stipulations behind this. There's no stipulations whatsoever. You don't have to do a little dance. You don't have to make a little love. You don't have to get down to that. You don't have to give blood to get out of it. There's no excuses. Okay. If you're not comfortable, if it's not for you, okay, just ask for your money back. You don't have to call us, email us, support@stxoptions.com, receive a full refund. It's only $2,000 for a full year of trade alerts. Okay. I say only, like, by the way, you can still go to the mastermind. Okay. That's included in this part of the 90 days. Look, this thing kicks off, if this is day one, okay, that 5 weeks is well within those 90 days. Okay. Make sure, be warm, be fuzzy. That's important. The other aspect, okay, if you need us, call us. I always say this. If you need us, it's great to have like a web address. It's great to have a money back guarantee and so forth. If you need us, call us. 623-244-5657. Again, 623-244-5657. Okay, they're there now. You can call. In fact, you can see Alan's actually even on this. He's on right now. You have questions in here. You have the question and answer in here. Look, what our members are saying. If you're serious about trading, TheoTRADE is by far the best resource out there. If you cannot make dollars, you're not paying attention. They even have a hands-off approach to trading as well if you really don't want to learn to trade on your own. Their instructor's the best in the business. This one comes June 13th, 2023. Again, Catapult alerts, very critical. Everything we do can be done, okay, from the convenience of your mobile device. What's this? It's an iPhone like 12 or something in here? Okay. The alerts, this is actually what the trade alerts would actually look like. Okay. I know that doesn't look too exciting. It's XLK, MES, so forth. Okay. And here, what we actually have is get ready for text messages. This is kind of what the text messages will look like. The way we have videos on exactly this. When I say we have videos on it, okay, you're like, oh, well, that's, okay, how do I read this or how do I do this? Okay. We have videos on all of the following. So actually built like a little video library in here, apologize. I built a little video library, okay, specifically for, all right, opening trades, closing trades, but, okay, the start here for Catapult, where I said, again, they're like 8-minute videos. Introduction to Catapults, okay, capital allocation and margin, trade execution, 1, 2, how to actually place them, okay? And we come into like Catapult, if you want to trade on Tasty, okay? All of it's actually in here for you. Again, included on here, it'll actually say there are limited to 30 spots today, 30 spots, okay, on the money back guarantee. So these are the phone numbers. Get ready for text messages. There's a 602 area code that's actually in Phoenix, Arizona. You also saw a moment ago, okay? And the number here, 623, it's also a Phoenix area code. Even though we live in the Virgin Islands, nobody knows the Virgin Islands area code. So we still use like a Phoenix area code with this. All right, onward, getting a Catapult now. Okay, we're going to work with you directly. There's a few aspects, okay, that I wanted to actually share with you. Number one, unlimited email mentoring. Okay, one of the things I put a huge stress on specifically this, okay, your support and ongoing support is critical, okay? It's not about like the learning curve, like questions arise. And in today's environment, like if you're in the markets right now, in today's environment, there's just like, who do you talk to? You can call up a brokerage firm, like call up Charles Schwab. Chuck ain't going to answer anymore. What was the old slogan? The old slogan was, ask Chuck, okay? Chuck right now would take 50 minutes to answer the phone. You just don't have that. You don't have anybody to talk to. There's no brokers you can call like, hey, broker, I'm trying to do a Catapult. Most of the brokers won't even know what an MES even is. Okay. By the way, don't worry about like brokerage approval. I'll talk to you about that in a moment. Somebody was asking that question a moment ago about what if my broker doesn't let me do this? We got you covered. But the single most important thing, okay, for $2,000, unlimited email mentoring for the next year, it's worth it. That's a price tag. Okay, it's phenomenal. Okay, even if it's outside the scope of Catapult trades, okay, I'm telling you, email us. Even if it's outside the scope of Catapult trades, email us. Okay, we're there to answer questions. We don't have, Joe Broker to answer, a phone or answer an email. It's myself. It's Todd Sweet. Todd Sweet, 20-year market making career. Okay, it's Brandon Chapman. Brandon Chapman, okay, I mean, I've been working on him for 15 years. He goes back, I think even before me in this business. Okay, he old. But the point that I'm trying to make, these are the individuals. Okay, Brandon Chapman has a CMT as well. Okay, so that's not an easy designation to get in this business. Most of us have carried all the different brokerage licenses as well. We know how to answer your questions. Now, matters of trade size. We do trade live. You're going to see a lot of trades and a lot of trading size go through this. So we limit, okay? Today, we are limited to 30 spots on the Catapult riskless trade deal. What that basically means, okay, the 90-day money back guarantee, right? This is incentivizing you to enroll now. And this thing kicks off, okay? Literally, we kick off the mastermind next week. Get in now, enroll for Catapult alerts, be all set, start watching some of the introductory video. The 1997 riskless offer, it's never been available before with Catapult to Profits. And there's a no stipulations money back guarantee on it. Now, stxoptions.com/cat. So I'm going to answer some general questions in here, and I'm going to get a little bit more specific. Okay. By the way, there was one in here. Do you have to have futures trading authority, trade MES? Okay. That answer would be yes, but we're going to come into that here in just a second. Okay. By the way, this just came in today, this email. Okay. Not flattering you. Okay. I keep reiterating that your assembly of talent in the organization is impressive. Okay. The collective drive to continue to learn and share what you learn is quite unique in this particular business, okay, that you're in. It's why I keep coming back. I actually got this email literally in yesterday. So I do appreciate, from Fred, a little bit of feedback on that front. So I'm going to answer a couple of questions in here. Okay, answer a few questions and we'll kind of keep going over there. The first one that everybody was asking in the chat, which I'm going to get to right now, I'm going to jump forward in here, okay, is about futures approval, okay? And that is STX options can get you approved for options trading at several major broker dealers. You technically have a futures account, okay, but it's not a separate account. It commingles the funds, okay? And what's cool, and I'm going to tell you something about this, what's really cool is that Tastyworks, it's like just a click of a button and it gives you access to everything. And there's no levels of approval. Like people think of like option approval, option 1, option 2, option 3, option 4, right? Has everybody heard this before? Like different levels of approval. Let me tell you a little secret in the brokerage business. That is non-existent. It's your brokerage firm trying to limit what you can do. That doesn't even exist. FINRA and the SEC, they have nothing about options approval. They don't give a crap. Okay. They just say, yeah, you guys look, make sure that people understand the risks they're involved in. Okay. Good. You're approved. You can do anything you want with $2,000 in your account. Okay. You can do anything you want with $2,000 in your account. Now, let me go back up here. What do you need to bring to the table? Okay. You don't even need a laptop. I left that in there because I was laughing, but about this. You need a laptop and internet connection. Look, you don't even need a laptop. You need a phone, which is a smartphone. Okay. This will not work with a StarTAC, okay, from 20 years ago. Remember that? The flip phone? They have flip phones now. Okay. You keep trying to bend my phone over here, but it's not going to work with a StarTAC. We're okay with everything you're going to need to get started. Right? All right, just getting a couple of questions. So what I mean by that too, if there's something that we don't have, okay, by all means, please let us know. Let us know if you need anything. Let us know. All right, we're now providing okay? STX options monthly live updates. So you can follow all the moves that we're going to make. What I mean by that is that is the monthly update that takes you into like an hour to a 90-minute call once a month. We're going to go through details of different trades, good, bad, or indifferent. Trades that are working, trades that are not working. You're going to laugh, you're going to cry, okay? Look, trades that got close, but it's really about giving you insight to why I am actually placing given trades, right? And giving you those insights, I think, is critical. Now, okay, so you get to see all the moves we make. Number 3 in here, trades, okay, can be placed within a 24-hour time window. There's no need to be chained to a computer. There's no need to be chained, okay, to a given phone. Now, this one, listen to me, I can't stress enough, okay, where you're not going to have to panic. You don't have to get the same, okay, prices that I do. It's not going to be instrumental, okay, to success of the Catapult strategy to get the exact same price at the exact same time. So everybody calm down on that one, right? Trade execution, one of the reasons I really like sending out the catapults, it's not an incredibly time sensitive trade. Some of the trades are going to sit on there for weeks, okay? So the pricing, when I say pricing, like when I send out an alert, you don't have to look at the alert and go, oh my gosh, let's do this. Okay. You don't have to pull the car over like, we're going to the side of the road. Like, calm down. You got about 24-hour time window. Prices can change. Okay. But it's not going to drastically alter, okay, the trade. So please know that. All right. I'm reading off a couple of names. Okay. Jason W. from New York. Okay. Nanak M. from South Carolina. Charles S. from Missouri. These are individuals that are enrolled. We see you now. Okay. It takes me about 7 minutes before I actually see your name. So after you enroll, it takes me about 7 minutes to see your name. So I'm going to try to answer some questions on here. And again, if you guys have direct questions, okay, you can always give us a call. It's 623-244-5657, right? And we'll walk you through whatever questions and follow up you have on that front. Okay. So again, the 24-hour time window is important. Okay. Somebody says there consideration of monthly option. Yeah, call us on that front. Okay. So you can absolutely call us on that particular front. All right. I'm answering a couple of questions mixed in over here. So bear with me as I answer these. Okay. Catapult will aim to provide an average of 1 trade a week. It's always subject to market conditions, but the way that the 1 trade works, okay, is that I may send out, okay, a trade. You might get nothing for 10 days and then boom, boom, I do 2 trades. And I was saying that a little bit earlier. So you can't just, you don't just run in there and go trade, trade, trade just for the, sake of argument of trading. Okay. It'll average out. And with Catapult trades, I'm really, really comfortable putting them on because even when you're wrong, you're not taking a hit of any kind. So I'm really comfortable like, oh, let's put this on. Let's put this on. Okay. Take some shots. We're going to take those moonshots though. We're going to use the expected move calculation. And again, the expected move is instrumental in this. I use the expected move constantly. And the expected move, you don't have to have thinkorswim for this. It's also, okay, it's on Tasty. And Tasty, very soon you'll be able to chart expected moves on Tasty as well, which I am excited about the project over here. So I don't want you to feel like everybody has to rush out to have this brokerage platform, that brokerage platform. Look, okay, I will be executing, meaning I will be sending the Catapult trades, okay, exclusively from Tasty. I will be sending them now exclusively from Tasty. Okay, I see a couple more questions actually popping in over here as I'm going. So let's continue. Number 5 over here, very important. You can email us. Like if I didn't make this clear, let me make it clear. Support to us is everything, okay? There's no broker you can call. There's just impossible to get anybody on the phone these days. So please understand, okay, if you have questions, we don't have, Joe Broker, as I said, picking up the phone or anything like that, okay? When it comes to email support, Brandon Chapman, Todd Sweet, okay, myself, the 3 of us, okay, are the forefront of everything that's done at STX Options and Catapult. Everything. It's the 3 of us, okay, that are instrumental in supporting our clientele over here. So know that when you actually send an email, okay, that, a former market maker, a CMT is responding to those emails. And again, anything trade related, it goes. Like you don't have to say this is my dog's sister's cousin. That you don't have to hedge around the truth over there. Just let us know. Let us know what you need, and we're there for you. All right. As I was saying, variations of all the trades, okay, are available inside of IRA retirement accounts as little as $2,000 in the account. So that's also, it's critical, okay? Number 7 over here at STX Options, we can get you approved, okay? Several major broker dealers. Clearly the one that I suggest expressly for Catapult, okay? Tasty Trade. All right, look, I put my time in at thinkorswim, okay? But the place to actually trade this is Tasty Trade, because with $2,000 in the account, they give you full-fledged clearance on there. When I say full-fledged clearance, with $2,000 in your account, you can go out there and sell the MES. And the MES, if you guys are concerned about the trade itself, I just want to show you something in the MES. Okay, in the trade itself, okay, the margin is just nominal. By the way, I have no idea which account I'm in, so I'm not sure exactly what's going to show up in here. Okay, whoops, I think I'm in an IRA. Okay, but if you start looking at an account, okay, the buying power effect, I got to actually go, yeah, is in this case, that's the wrong option. Apologize. Okay, I'm the wrong expiration. I'm going to take a quick glance at buying power. I'm going to show you something very reasonable. Should be anywhere from $600 to $800 of buying power would be tied up. Anywhere from $600 to $800 of buying power. That's it. This trade, and this is the trade helps finance, costs $600. So you can't be like, oh, it's a $2,000 account. It's fine. Okay, it's totally viable in there. All right. So a couple more names I've got to read off here in just a second. Look, so remember, there are 30 riskless spots available. Okay. 30 riskless spots available. Before I go any further in here, to Leroy F from Alabama, Russell K, G from Hawaii, Matthew B from Montana. All right. There was a question, okay, regarding my watch list. Okay, this is on the screen, obviously, and go to stxoptions.com/cat. Again, stxoptions.com/cat. Okay, this actually lists obviously 30 spots today. Bonus 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, it's 1997. Right. If you're looking for a payment option of any kind, call us. Okay, call us. Obviously, the number's up here, the 623-244-5657. Also, towards the bottom of the page, again, towards the bottom of the page, okay, we actually have a link. Here it is, the link to download, okay, my watch list. So you can download the entire watch list. You can download my slide deck. There's actually links towards the bottom of the page. For those of you, you're filling this out, make sure you have a valid phone number and a valid email address. That is where we're actually sending out both the email and text messages. Okay. So again, get results, take action, roll for Catapult now. There's no risk to you. Again, there's 90-day money back guarantee on here. So let me circle back to some of the specific questions inside of chat. I'm actually going to pop this up over here. Okay. If you have more questions, please fire them in over here. Oh, can you please do one of the Catapult trade live now? So, I just fired off a little earlier. Okay. Fired off a trade inside of Microsoft. If you're so inclined, okay. There's actually a moonshot trade, okay, in here, totally viable, still viable. And then the MES. Okay, so there's your moonshot trade. Your MES trade, it's out here, 100 and some odd days out. Okay, the whole key to the trade isn't actually finding it. It's actually how you're going to finance the trade and the contract size of this. Okay, and here's actually your higher probability trade. Okay, this is your house money trade, 5,800 calls, right? So that is in the simplicity of actually finding the trade. Okay, what we actually take you through when we send out the email. And by the way, you'll have access to this today. If you wanted to put like the Microsoft trade on, okay, you simply obviously enroll for it today, and then you can go right in here, okay, to STX. All right, and just take a look at the portfolio. All right, when I say take a look at the portfolio, the trade itself will be in the portfolio, and it'll have the right contract size and everything in it. So you'll be able to see the right contract size, the setup for the trade. I prefer, though, just watch how to place the trade, watch the video. It's a 7-minute video on how to actually place the trade before you place your first one. Okay. I hope that helped you out a little bit. Okay. All right. If the trade is scaled such that 10 MES contracts are required, it is best to then move to the ES. Okay. Eric, 100%. Yep, 100%. And that is excellent question there. Okay. Eric's basically indicating the bigger you are, okay, can you trade the ES? Of course. Of course, it's going to save you a lot on commissions to do so. So sometimes though I'll use like a weird ratio like 3-to-1. Okay, that is a portion of it, but unequivocally you're spot on with that, Eric, and you would do just that. Okay. Can you show, okay, micro MES trade accompanying the stock trade? Well, we just did that. Okay, just got to that one. So cool, we got 2 of these. Okay, somebody's asking if the system minimizes your loss when the trade goes wrong. Do you execute on both sides, bullish and bearish? Okay, I don't always do that. You're not always going to have a winner. Just because you did a bullish trade and a bearish trade doesn't necessarily designate that you're going to have a winner, because you still have to move. What if you stayed flat, right? Yeah, I absolutely do that. In fact, I have a trade on right now, ironically, in Microsoft that is both bullish and bearish. Okay. I actually have the bullish trade on and I have a bearish trade on both in Microsoft because, and I'm going to tell you right now, I'll show you exactly why. Why do I have a bullish and bearish trade on both in Microsoft? Something I kind of alluded to today, but I'm just coming clean over here. Microsoft has actually been channeling back and forth the expected move. Okay, this thing's wound up like a top. It's going to explode higher or lower. And I'm comfortable actually saying that. But I actually have trades literally on both sides of that one. You're like, well, that's an interesting idea. Where that really works well is a lot of the ETF products. Okay, so it definitely works well on there, the ETF products. All right, I'm going to wrap things up here momentarily. So cool. We got the Catapult trade in there. Excellent. All right, I got most of them. By the way, again, if you guys have questions, by all means, if you need to call us, right? 623-244-5657. You can also, I'll stay here and answer some questions in the Q&A over here in the webinar chat. Okay, we're here to answer your questions. If you never ever need to get a hold of me, STX Options. Okay, it's support@stxoptions.com. Again, support@stxoptions.com. Again, I'm going to leave this up on the screen for a couple of moments, answer a couple of questions on the side over here. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. By the way, a few more names just populated in here. David G. from Indiana, Robert A. from Colorado, George M. from Nevada. Takes me about 7 minutes before I see a name in here. I didn't read off your name. I apologize, but thanks to everybody that is enrolled today. I look forward to actually discussing with you guys. We'll have a live call coming up soon. And again, next week, Tuesday next week actually kicks off that mastermind. Get to know each other a little bit better. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Have a wonderful afternoon. Bye-bye.